Yes, yeah. So we done a bit yesterday. It was a bit milder, but as I said, if you've got to play in all sorts of conditions, haven't you? So you've just sort of prepared and just get on with it.
Yeah, and it looks like the worst of the weather will be gone by tomorrow. So we're hoping that there's games of football everywhere this weekend.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I mean, if it's windy, you just got to deal with it, haven't you? Try and keep the ball on the floor, whatever that is. I mean, we've had storms out and we played Bromley, I think it was at the time, so that was a non-event really. So yeah, we just got to adjust, adapt, and get on with it.
The horrible conditions, wind, aren't they? Rain, sunshine, you could have the lot, but wind spoils a game.
Wind will spoil the game, yeah, definitely. So, as I said, if you can try and keep it on the floor, mostly, then hopefully, you can get what you get out of it.
Let's talk about your squad then. In terms of issues that you've got right now, what can you tell us?
Well, there's one or two that we need to assess this morning, so we'll have a look at them in training just before we train. That's Josh and Charlie Caton. So I'll have a look at them. Everyone else is fine. You've got obviously the J. Rich Bagaloo and Seb, and everyone else is fine.
I bet Charlie's desperate to play, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got his little minutes on the pitch last week. And he just, there was just a little niggle in his leg. So again, I can go back to pre-season. Anyone who feels anything, we just sort of try and pull them out because we don't want any long-term injuries, really.
Yeah, you've struggled with long-term injuries for someone like J. Rich, haven't you? Who's been so unfortunate.
Yeah, it's just we can't get to this It's a vein in his knee or a vessel that is just sort of bleeds or there's a bit of fluid. So. It's uncomfortable for him, it's bad, and we just need to get to the bottom of it, to be honest. It has been ongoing, but hopefully we can see light at the end of the tunnel for him.
Darren Costello's going back, John. That must be a blow to you. He's done ever so well.
He's done great, but I mean, that's the thing with the loans, Andy, is that they help you and you help their club. So at the end of the day, if he's successful the way he has and he scored goals and you can see all the attributes that he's had and all the goals that he scored, all of a sudden other teams go, we can sort of look at him, and it's out of your control really, but all we can do is thank him for what he's done for us. I've spoke to him and then see what happens next.
He wouldn't have been fit to play for you this weekend, would he?
No, he's still probably about 2 or 3 weeks away, I think, because he went back to Burnley to get treatment and his recovery right. So we'll see what happens.
The hope would have been to keep him, I take it.
100%. But there's always that little sort of break in between, January. We look at that period where if players aren't playing in your team, then you end up going back, or vice versa. You can send them back. So it works for both parties. But he's done excellent for us. So I couldn't speak highly of him, to be honest.
Just in terms of loan players, and we know that Zach Orr's got his long-term injury, and we know that Dara's going back. Does that leave you scope to add in terms of loans?
It does, and that's what we're trying to do. So that's been ongoing since we knew what you've just spoke about there. So that's ongoing, and some good work getting done.
Are you confident that there'll be one or two of those that are able to fill those positions?
Yeah, definitely. Well, we've got Ben Ward, so we brought him in from Burnley. Ben's a good player. He's one that we've seen in the summer. One that we kept an eye on, as well as one or two others. So it's not as if it was a panic and we're just in. So we've done our work on that. So Ben's a really good player. Left footer gives you that balance there as well. And again, Zach Orr at Southampton being fantastic with us, and Zach's been unbelievable. He's done fantastic for us. So we're just unfortunate with his injury now, but we wish him well on the road to recovery.
And Ben's a permanent as well, so that leaves the loans open for you. That's a boost, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's what we were trying to do, because initially it was looking at being a loan early on in the season, and then for one reason or that it didn't sort of happen. He had a couple of 1 or 2 problems himself, so that's when we ended up getting other loans in. But yeah, it helps that way where you can sign them into your players. So with the options now is to bring another 2.
Is he ready, John?
Well, we'll soon find out. I think so. I think the way he's played and the way he's trained, I think he is. So we'll wait and see what happens, Andy.
Is he another one who'll be just desperate to get some first-team football and get playing men's football on a regular basis?
Yeah, I think so, because you look at all his 21 games and you look how confident he is and how he plays, and he's really good on the ball. He's got composure. You can see a pass. He can break lines. He's aggressive in both boxes. So at 21s, I think he's been more than ready now to step up, and hopefully that happens tomorrow.
How key is that position, John? To have a left-sider who can play in that role, not playing out of position, not playing on his weaker side a little bit, but is someone who can play in that role?
It's massive, Andy. That's it. It gives you that balance straight away. So he knows he'll pick passes out because naturally he'll go to his left, and naturally he'll play the passes and select the passes that hopefully that balance that player gives you. So it was imperative we had a left footer for me personally. And Zach, as I said, Zach always done brilliant for us there. He's right footed. He was playing left side for Southampton. He played left side at times for Arsenal. So to get a natural left footer there, it's great for us.
And you've got some more natural balance with Jake Batty getting some minutes as well last week. How big a boost is that?
That's massive. It's another one. Jake's had his problem with his injury since I think it was Rushall maybe after that. So he's back now. He got some minutes. So we're looking forward to having that balanced left side of players playing down there.
Considering Ben Woods isn't a left-sided player naturally, John, how well has he done in that position when you've asked him to do it?
He's done great. I can go back to the day I asked him and I said, do you want to, what's your thoughts on playing left wing back? And he went, and I went, right, there's doubt. And he went, no, I'll play. So, he's stuck to it and he's done unbelievable for us. He's scored a few goals from there. So, we know what Ben brings. We know we can play in that position now. He's a box-to-box midfielder. He's full of energy. He has got goals in him, and we just want him to see him. We want to see more goals from Ben. We want to see him, assist him more. We want to see him scoring more goals. So to know that he can do a job there at wing back for us is great.
Is everyone putting their hand up to help in these situations, isn't it?
Well, I think that's what it is. The lads are all chomping at the bit. They're training really well. They know how important that they have to train. They have to hit certain levels. They have to hit certain markers in terms of the stats. So you get that. They have to cover the certain distance. And once they're doing that, and once they're getting themselves in the team, they have to keep the shirt. It's not rocket science. Football is you play well, you keep the shirt. It's simple as that. The team win helps you even more. So we analyse everything. We analyse the performance of the players of the team. We analyse ourselves first and foremost. We reflect could we've done certain things differently, and then we also look at the individual within the team. If we've won the game, how do we win the game? So if we've lost the game and a player played well, then he's got the right to probably keep the shirt. But we're not looking to try and get players out. We're looking to try and play to get players to keep that consistent performance, really. And once they do that, that'll be a recipe for obviously going up that way.
You've had a couple of midweeks free. It's now the busy time again that you're going to be playing Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday. So the players will all be getting used to those minutes in their legs now, aren't they? Yeah, well, that's it, really. The likes of Ben, that'll help him. The likes of Charlie when he came on last week, Charlie Caton, that is. That'll help him because it is totally different, from playing 21s or playing non-league to actually stepping up and playing EFL football. So they'll benefit from that. And, as you just said there, Saturday, Tuesday, come thick and fast, and we're ready for it. Just in terms of that step up, John, you've had some lads who you brought in the summer who've made that step up. How easy or difficult is it to come up from the National North to come and play in the Football League? I think you've got to look at it. So, sort of from a successful point of view, Tyler Walton's hit the ground running. So he scored all sorts of goals, and he looks like he's been playing in the EFL for years. So he's chomping at the bit. He wants to hit certain targets. He wants to hit certain goals, and that can only benefit him and the club. So I think sometimes if you're looking at Tyler, it looks easy to do. Other times, lads have to be dipped in and dipped out. You have to look after them, and it is a bit more demanding, being a professional footballer and also who you're playing against as well. So we have to be mindful of that. The ones that need dipping in will do that because we don't really want anyone getting injured, and especially long-term ones, because we can't afford to do that. Do you think it's been an eye-opener, John? Do you think it's been a bit of an eye-opener for some of the lads who think, wow, I'm going to an EFL club, I'm going to be a professional footballer, and then when you actually get here, and you know what the demands are. It is,
Andy. It is an eye-opener for some of them. But I can only go on my experiences, and I always say being a professional footballer is hard work. There's no shortcuts. It's hard work off the field as well as on the field. The hard work people see on the field, and people see how hard you work. But you can just run round and you can work hard. But you have to bring the qualities that you've got as an individual, as a player, to be able to pass the ball, control the ball, move, see the game from a tactical point of view. So you've got to be able to do all that, and then off the pitch you've got to recover. So you've got to treat your body right, recover right, eat the right foods, have a bit of downtime when you need the downtime, because you've got to go again Saturday or you've got to go again Tuesday, and it's demanding. And the only time you're really going to get off is in the summer. And it's demanded. It's hard work. They've got to be able to do the job. They've got to be able to see the game from a tactical point of view. There's a load of information to be taken on, and then if they've got to be able to deal with all the pressures of all that, the pressures of playing in and out of possession football, whatever that looks like to them, how we want to deliver their messages, how we want to get their messages across for us to go on the pitch and hopefully get a point or 3 points. So there's a lot goes into it, not just we pick a team and go on, off you go. So the lads know what they've got to do in certain roles, where they are on the pitch, when the ball's in a certain area of the pitch, where someone should be. So, and that's ongoing. So, but it's different levels, and you'll see the top level is they constantly do it. The Premiership players constantly do it. There's flaws every now and again, people getting score goals. But as you're coming down, it's like lack of concentration, whatever that is. And that's the levels. So we have to understand that. I've seen it at that level. And I'm also dealing with it at this level now. So the more the lads can switch on, be focused, take the information on board and then deliver on the pitch, is that they're not playing at this level. They start climbing the leagues and they're playing somewhere else. And we start, if they help us and do that more and focus more and stay switched on more and deliver more, then we as a team start going this way.
I'd imagine focus will be pretty key away at Crewe, won't it, who are doing really well?
Crewe are doing well, really well. I mean, they're second in the league for a reason, because of the good side. You know, Lee's got them playing some good stuff. They mix it, they can play, they can go long, they've got good players. Got lads who can score goals from, you know, different areas of the pitch. And, you know, the thing is, it's another challenge for us. And it's one where both of us are going into. I think they've won 2 out the last 3 and we've won 2 out the last 3. So whichever way you want to look at it. So that's for me is a positive. We've won 2 out the last 3. They've won 2 out the last 3 and they've drawn 1 and we lost 1 against last week against Notts County, which we didn't give a good count of ourselves last week in terms of doing the basics, controlling. We did for the first 15, 16 minutes before the wonder strike goes in, and then it changed the game. And then sometimes you got to hold your hand up. Last week at Notts County we were very, very good, and we weren't at times. I thought we were slightly better in the second half decision making, but you know, we didn't really threaten the goal. So it'll be another challenge for us and one that we're all looking forward to, and we can't wait.
So you're looking for a bit of a reaction here? Yeah,
you have to. So, you know, if you ever, you know, lose a game, draw a game, you want a reaction to actually go that next step, which is actually win the game. So that's what we want, and you know, we'll make sure we get that tomorrow.
And you say that they can go long, they can play it short, that they can mix it up. It's an ingredients of a good side, that, isn't it, if you can play both ways?
100%, and that's why they're second, Andy, in the league. And you know, I don't want to harp on about early on the seasons and all stuff like that. We've just got to make sure that we get something out of the game, and we're going there to try and win the game, and then that's it, and we just want to kick on.